Hello, this is Rory Scott, and you are watching Trash Talk. Jovial greetings to my three heartfelt viewers. Today's horror film review is none other than Jeepers Creepers 3, written and directed by Victor Salva, starring Meg Foster and Jonathan Breck as the Creeper. Now, anyone who knows me on an even semi-personal level knows that I've put on boxing gloves a few times in regards to this movie. I have defended it through thick and thin, all the way back to its very conception. And I want to state, for the record, that all the horrible things I'm about to say in this movie do not change the defenses I've made for this movie previously. It should absolutely have been allowed to be made. Maybe on another date, I'll make a video talking about all the controversy behind this film. But today is a review, and we're just going to be focusing on reviewing this movie. The story of Jeepers Creepers 3 picks up directly after the first film ends, with the opening scene of this movie taking place at the very same police station that the first movie ended in. It takes course over the one day in between the first film and the second film, chronologically speaking. The story predominantly follows a group of Templar-esque hunters that have been tracking the Creeper for at least one generation, if not longer. When a hidden artifact is unveiled that might be able to give them clues as to what the Creeper is, tensions are high and the chase is on. I'd like to apologize if you can hear the dryer going in the background, some things I have no control over. I personally have been a big fan of this franchise since the first film came out. I think that the original film is incredibly eerie and atmospheric. It's got a very, very menacing tone throughout, and it plays very effectively on our fear of the unknown and our fear of the dark. This film, unfortunately, has none of that. About 80% of this movie takes place during the day. It means most of the time that we see the Creeper, it's in broad daylight. And being that it's the day and everything is so well lit, the low budget of this movie really seeps through. Now, one can get past a sort of lacking atmosphere if it weren't for the horrendous acting by a good 80% of the cast. The movie does have Meg Foster in it, who is still bringing her A-game to every low-budget horror film she gets her hands on. But ultimately, her performance and the performance of Jonathan Breck as the same creepy creeper that we've always loved is not enough to save this movie. The acting is just atrocious. Even worse still, big gripe of mine, as you may know from my previous review, the CGI, I am not kidding, is Sci-Fi Channel worthy. Which is hilarious, because I heard Sci-Fi just picked up the rights to this movie so that they can air it near the end of October. I may have seen better digital effects in Sharknado. And I don't know what the inspiration was here, but if you're dealing with a super low budget and you have to compromise and give crappy digital effects, I don't know why you would then be so inclined to shoot every CGI scene in slow motion. I'm not kidding. There's like 8 slow motion scenes in this movie. Without giving away any spoilers, I can tell you that during what's supposed to be sort of the cathartic money shot of the movie, it cuts to slow motion as the Creeper and the hero are sort of colliding in on each other. And the CGI in this minute and a half slow motion shot is so bad that, I'm not kidding you, the audience actually started to laugh. I mean, this movie might as well be an asylum picture for as bad as the production value is. The camera work is fine. I mean, clearly Victor Salva knows how to work a camera. He's a good director. I've liked the majority of his movies. The fan in me really wants to say that it's the controversy that killed this story after the constant rewrites that had to occur on the script and cast members dropping out last minute because of the negative associations. But it was so bad that even if I were to take that stance, it would be nothing but hearsay. One of the things I did end up liking about this movie is, given that it threw caution to the wind as far as the Creeper is concerned, and for a good majority of the film, you're actually watching from the Creeper's perspective, it used this film as an opportunity to make the Creeper's weaponry and automobile characters in and of themselves. I mean, they almost have personality to them. Like, it establishes pretty well that his weapons and his vehicle are sentient. And so this film does end up building on the mythos around the Creeper. But speaking of the mythos around the Creeper, and this will be my one spoiler for the movie, so spoiler alert! Most of the movie is centered around this artifact that gets dug up, that when a character touches it, it tells that character everything they need to know about the Creeper, where the Creeper came from, how to kill it, everything. Everything is explained to anybody who touches this artifact. And so they have two people in this movie touch this artifact, and they state that they now know what the Creeper is, and they say they might have an idea of how to kill it, but they never explain to us, the audience, what the Creeper is. The entire thing is a giant red herring. It's a psych out. It's like everybody in the movie knows what it is, but they're not gonna fucking tell us. The sad thing is I'm still invested in this series. This movie was awful, but I really do hope that Jeepers Creepers 4 Cathedral actually gets to be made. I want to see that story. I want to see the story that takes place 23 years later. The story that Victor Salva has been working on since 2005. I want to see it. But given how bad this movie was and how hard it was for this movie even to get made, I think there's a good chance that the fourth one will never be made, which is sad because I think it could be really good despite this movie being so bad. Ultimately, I'm going to give this movie a 30 out of 100, and the only reason I'm even rating it this high is because I'm invested in the series. I got more enjoyment watching the first Twilight movie because at least that managed to make me laugh. It really hurt me to make this review because I do very much like the series, and I spent a lot of time defending this movie before it came out. But I have to be honest, and that's my take on it. If you've seen the movie and you agree with me, smash the like button. If you want to spread the word, share my video. If you disagree with me, argue with me in the comment section. Regardless, thank you, and have a great day.
I don't need the medication.